Hi, everyone. This is Megan from the Wisconsin Center for the Blind and Visually Impaired, and I'm so happy to be sharing video 3 of the Community Safety Series with you. This video in particular will focus on tips for traveling alone. It is important to note, watching this video on its own will not prepare a student who is blind or visually impaired to travel alone. The determination of when it is appropriate for a student to travel on their own should be made by their parents and guardians, as well as in conjunction with their orientation and mobility specialist if they have one. In fact, the Health Education Guidebook from the American Printing House for the Blind states that the best travel resource for a student who is blind or visually impaired is a certified orientation and mobility specialist. The purpose of this video is to share helpful ideas and provide opportunities for discussion between the student and whoever they watch this with, if they choose to watch it with someone at all. This could include their peers, education professionals, or even their family members. The first set of discussion questions that I would like to pose is, have you ever felt unsafe in your community? If yes, how did you handle the situation? What would you do differently next time? Please feel free to pause to discuss or even just ponder these questions. Come on back when you're ready. Some general travel tips for traveling alone. Be prepared. You can use a global positioning system, aka a GPS, with headphones to keep track of where the driver is going in taxis or cab services. This could also apply for when you're using the bus or using a ride-sharing service such as Uber or Lyft. Please note, you may want to keep only one earphone in your ear so your other ear is available for you to listen to what's going on in the car or what's going on outside. Please do not wear headphones if it is going to impede your hearing. If you have a cell phone, carry it charged. Cell phones without data plans also can reach 911 without having a plan. So even if your phone does not have a data plan, you can still use it in case of an emergency. It is also helpful to keep a charger with you as well as a portable battery. These can easily be kept in a purse or backpack. Know your town's address system. Plan your routes ahead of time. And finally, identify alternative routes to switch between if you're traveling the same time of day, if it's possible. Next, learn and practice self-defense techniques. These can include, but are not limited to, carrying pepper spray, carrying a sound deterrent such as a personal alarm or a horn, or even a whistle. This leads to our next discussion question. Have you ever received unwanted assistance from a stranger when traveling in the community? As an orientation and mobility specialist, I have observed many well-meaning strangers attempt to assist my students, sometimes through a verbal interaction and sometimes physically, by grabbing their hand, arm, or shoulder. I always encourage my students, for one, advocate for your travel skills. Do this by being polite but firm. It's also important to note that when an incident like this happens, it may be a good opportunity for educating a well-meaning individual who simply thought they were helping you and didn't realize that they were interrupting your process of negotiating an intersection or executing a route. However, while this may be a good opportunity, it is completely up to you if you choose to do so. Perhaps you're shaken by this incident or really need to focus on where you're going. It is okay to politely decline assistance, reorient yourself, and go about your day. Finally, I want to touch on the Heinz brake. If you're not familiar with the Heinz brake, please contact your O&M specialist and ask them to teach it to you. You can also check out the link in the resource document that is linked to this video. The Heinz brake is a way to break away from someone who is giving you unwanted physical assistance. Fun fact, the Heinz brake is the only orientation mobility technique that is named after someone. And then finally, I want to cover two more general travel tips. Be aware and communicate. As far as being aware, be cautious of strangers who ask about your vision. Be knowledgeable and aware about places that may be risky to travel to. Communication is really, really important. This can include letting your bus driver know where you're going when you get on the bus. When it comes to private transportation, this is a little bit different. While you may be on a first name basis with a bus driver because you see them every day or multiple times a week, when it comes to private transportation, you may have a different driver every time. It is important for you to, when you approach the vehicle to get into the car, before you get into the car, ask the driver who they are picking up. Do not share your name first. Once they have confirmed that they are here to pick you up, the next thing you want to do is confirm where you are going. Finally, it's a good practice to always let a friend or relative know where you're going and what time you plan to be home. Call or text them to let you know that you've made it safely. Let's talk a little bit more about bus travel. Sometimes on the bus, you may encounter conversations that you don't want to be a part of, or maybe you just want to be left alone and be with your thoughts. Either way, if you want to discourage unwanted conversations, you can wear earbuds without playing music while riding the bus or waiting at the stop. Again, I want to touch on you can do this so long as it does not impair your hearing and will impact your travel. If you choose to listen to music on the bus or watch a YouTube video or something, do so with one earbud in your ear so you can also hear what's going on around you outside and inside whatever vehicle you're traveling in. If you have a purse or a backpack with you, or maybe bags from a store, maintain physical contact with those items at all times. This could be done by putting your foot on the bag or having your hand on the bag or on the handles of your backpack or shopping bag. It's important that you know what time the buses stop running, as well as information about when they last stop in your area. If you happen to be traveling on a bus and you feel unsafe, please consider doing the following. Telling the bus driver. Additionally, it's important to know that buses and bus stations have cameras and record what happens at all times. So if there's an incident or you feel unsafe on the bus, they will work with the police station to view the footage and see what happened to you. This is an important safety measure for all patrons who take the bus. Additionally, you may want to call a trusted adult, or as I mentioned before, call the police to let them know about the incident. All of the people that I've mentioned take your safety seriously. You have officially reached the end of our mini-series on community safety. We hope that as a result of watching these videos that you have learned some new information and new tips that you can use in your own community. Thank you so much for watching.